Chapter 6. Roland waited for Maggie until 10:30 a.m. but she was not forthcoming. He had called her phone several times but it was switched off. Alarmed, he decided to go to the house. He had given that to her as compensation to have a shelter and had told her that when he renovated the other apartments within the building, he would give them to her to rent out so that she would have an income. He did not want her to go empty. As he approached the building, everything seemed normal, but the gate was open. The garage door was open, and her car was parked inside. He rang the doorbell and when there was no answer, he opened the door and to his horror, he saw Maggie's lifeless body on the floor with a bullet hole on her forehead. He quickly took his phone and called the police and within minutes he had a couple of uniformed men and women around. Roland was no longer at ease as he remembered her telling him that she wanted to warn him. Could the killer have known she was going to reveal a certain secret and decided to kill her before time? He thought and immediately felt he must get to the bottom of it, and if that would happen, then he would have to get a private detective to help him do it. He sometimes think the police are not to be trusted in matters of high-profile killing. Whosoever will be after him will be someone with connections able to shut the mouth of the authorities. He no longer feels safe, rather gave his own statement and left for his office. Looking at her body and how she had turned cold told him she must have been killed in the early hours of the morning. He also wants to avoid the press, so the best thing to do was to leave the scene as fast as he could. When he got to the office, he put a call across to Tom Piken, a private detective who had worked for him and his family for years. Within a few minutes, Piken was already with him in the office and he told him everything. He knew what Maggie told him. If this killing is connected, then I guess her call was tapped by the killer. Whosoever he or she may be, Piken said as he made a short note on his pad and got to his feet to leave. I know I don't need to warn you how sensitive this case might be, so watch your steps, he warned. I should come up with something for you as soon as I get one, Piken said as he closed the door behind him. He had always been a man of few words, with connections everywhere. Anything Piken cannot crack should be considered impossible. He was a trained attorney before he joined the military, then after a few years in active service resigned and joined the FBI and served for a good number of years before resigning to work for himself. Though expensive to hire, if there is a case as complex as this one, there is no better person for it than Piken. As head of an international media house, Roland and his family had made a lot of enemies in the past, ranging from politicians who want their dirty games kept under the carpet to rich businessmen that wants their information covered. The list of potential enemies is endless, but he can never thank God enough for the foundation his grandfather had laid many years before. That was to make sure their media house glorifies God at every moment. A decision that had put their company in an uncompromising position and had cost them dearly, but they had seen the hand of God all the way through. Roland had tried to keep the business within the family despite the pressure to make it public, but he knew that the moment that happened, the media company would be subjected to pressure to employ ungodly principles. After Piken left, he knelt down in his office and said a prayer of protection around himself and his family, and went ahead to read Psalm chapter 91 aloud before he commenced the business of the day.